Hello and welcome to another video, and this is my August wrap up and September TBR for 2023, and I'm going to jump straight into the wrap up from August. And I don't have two of these books at hand because one of them has been given to my mother to read, and the other is an audiobook, which obviously it's on my phone. But anyways, I read a book called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which was the highest rated book for me in August. It is about three people who, two of them met in childhood, one of them a little later, and it follows all three of them through some like life experiences and things until they get a bit older. And these three people make a business out of like games, like online gaming stuff, and like it's kind of like a little life, but not quite as, it's not really as traumatic as a little life. You know, for the most part it's normal people kind of problems, but half the trauma, I guess. It's more realistic kind of trauma in people's lives rather than a constant barrage of a shit show. That is a little life. But I do genuinely recommend Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I was genuinely interested in the characters all the way through. And you know, there's a thing that happens in the book that is really sad, which, you know, even I got genuinely sad about. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth the read. So if you want to go out and get that, go for it. The next book that I have is Bad Luck and Trouble by Lee Child. I don't even know how to like explain this plot to you, but anyway, something happens to one of his ex-colleagues from the army, and a band of them go together to see what the problem was. But beyond that, I don't really know how to explain the plot. Yeah, I only give this 3 stars on Goodreads. It was just alright. It's not Child's best work in regards to Jack Reacher, but I can't really complain about it. I read it quickly enough. I got my entertainment value out of it, so I can't really complain. So I'm not gonna. I'm happy as that one goes. I also read A Sky Beyond the Storm on Audible. It took us a long while to get through that, but it is done. After 2 months of scattered listening, I gave it 3 stars. I don't really have anything to say about it, to be quite honest. There wasn't a lot to say. Partly because it took so long to read, and yeah, and it's the 4th book in a quartet, so it would be spoiling things anyways. But it was enjoyable enough. I just don't have much to say about that one specifically. Really boring, I know. But anyways, the next book that I have is Watership Down, and I didn't like it. I think I gave it 1 or 2 stars on Goodreads. I have not a lot of good things to say. The only good things I have to say about this is that I enjoyed some of the rabbit mythology in this. That was very nice, and I don't know if this is just me being happy to get to the end of the book, but I enjoyed the last few pages of the book. I think they were really nicely done, but I don't know if that's just because I managed to get through a really shit book. Really boring. I don't recommend. And it's 600 pages, and for what it's worth, and I'm like, no, it's not good. Good doorstop, but that's about all it's good for. And I guess I should go through some of the statistics for the month really quick. I read 4 books, a total of 1,691 pages, which doesn't include pages for Sky Beyond the Storm, because that was an audiobook and I don't have the page number for that, but that was $15. Average page count for 3 out of 4 books was 422, and there was an average star rating of 3.25. I read 2 male, 2 female authors, 3 paperback and 1 audiobook. And I suppose I should briefly talk about what I plan to read in September. And one of the things that I want to get to is a book that was purchased for me in August, and that is Skellig by David Almond. I love David Almond. My favourite book of his is Heaven Eyes, which my copy is ruined. It's literally like the front cover, like the actual stuff, like it's coming off, like the actual stuff, and I don't know how it survived like 23 years of like use, to be quite honest with you. I really don't know, because it was stolen from my school library when I was like 11 in primary school. Don't tell, but I still have it anyways. So I plan to get through this. It's a really nice copy, because he was in work. He will have that painted onto a window at work, and he came in and signed some copies, which I was devastated by because I wasn't rotated in work that day, and I didn't realise, and I would have liked to have seen it. The end there as well is absolutely beautiful. That is beautiful. So anybody that I see picking up this book, I tell them to take the cover off, because it's delightful. So yes, I think I've read this once when I was like 14, and obviously with it being repurchased, I might as well read it again. And I also have The Drift by C.J. Tudor. I really like the end pages in this. It is a lovely end page. It's like really nice. I don't really know much about it, to be honest. Apart from there's a coach of students that are all trapped in a cable car. Someone ends up dead, and it's just figuring out who the hell did it. I don't know if more than one person dies or not, but I'll find out, because C.J. Tudor is boss. And I also have 0 Days by Ruth Way, and I love Ruth Way. This copy is signed, which is awesome. Nothing better than picking up a signed copy of an author's book. Again, it's one of those authors where I pick them up regardless of what the book is about. But yeah, again, I'm not like, I don't even know what it's about, but I will read it because it's Ruth Way and I love her. She's absolute boss, just like C.J. Tudor. And I also have a Cheryl Penner book as well, but again, it's one of those like books where I just pick them up because I like the author. It's a suburban kind of thriller, this one, but I know I like it. But yeah, one of us, everyone here is lying. Great stuff. Cheryl Penner, another absolute boss. So I plan to get to that. Oh, and I also have the audiobook for this, so I'll go between the two. I love the narrator for her books. She's got the perfect voice for this stuff. She also narrates the first 2 Bridget Jones books on Audible. If you're ever interested in those and you think her voice is good for that, definitely recommend. And I didn't know that until after I'd read the first 2 books, which was devastating to me. I wish I'd known that, because I would have got the audiobooks instead of the physical copies. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Comment down below if you've read any of these books or plan to read them, and I will see you very soon in another video.